Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an updated version of WyattzWorld's Power Rankings. This is something I like to do every 4 to 5 weeks or so, and I don't think we've done it since week 8, so that puts us right on schedule for week 13. Real quick before we hop into today's video, you guys already know the plugs, but we're gonna run through them anyway because I'm obligated to. So don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. And also don't forget to use code WYATT10 to save yourself a discount on any Waggle merchandise. Don't act like these aren't gonna be great Christmas presents. Come on now. But that's all I got. Let's get into my updated power rankings for the NFL. Alright gangsters, you guys know how this rolls. We got a list 1 through 32 and we got every team in the dang league down here, and I'm gonna drag, I'm gonna drop, and I'm gonna talk. So starting off with number 32, the worst team in the league. I don't think this has changed since my first power rankings. It is none other than the Panthers still. Great that you guys got rid of Frank Reich, but that doesn't instantly just make you guys better than the worst team in the league. You're still 1-10. Far as we know, your offense is still gonna look like a disaster, and not enough has changed for me to bring you guys up yet. You know, you're still flatlining. You guys are the bottom of the barrel. Moving on to team number 31. I got the New England Patriots. They are as unimpressive as it looks, man. It doesn't matter which quarterback you throw out there, he's gonna stink. And yeah, defensively, you guys might not be that bad. You've only allowed 10 points the last 2 weeks, but you've lost both those games because you couldn't score more than 10 points. Up next at 30, we've got Arizona, and I maybe would have had them in like the top 27 if they would have beaten the Rams this week, but no, they got destroyed. Kyler might be back, but you guys still got a bottom 10 offense, bottom 10 defense, and you guys are 2-10 as a whole, which is just hideous. Moving on to 29, give me the Jets. They're miserable right now, like absolutely miserable. And they got a good defense that can have some sticky fingers at time and make some plays, but offensively they have been a dumpster fire since Rodgers got hurt, and even before he got hurt because their O-line was treacherous. Second worst offense in all of football, and they're gonna give Tim Boyle another shot. I've never actually seen a quarterback play so fucking bad that he gets another chance. 28, I'll take the Giants. They do have the worst offense in the league, and they have a bottom 5 defense in the league, but the thing about them is that they are now starting to put something together. It's a little bit later on in the year, but this Tommy DeVito guy really doesn't look that bad, and the team is actually performing better with him. Should be noted though, New York did say that going forward when Daniel Jones is healthy, he is still the starter though, so Tommy isn't gonna be the future, which is clear because Danny's getting paid a ton of money. All right, 27 is the Titans. Another team that's just pretty lousy this year. I mean, they did trade away one of their best defensive players, but on top of that, offensively, this is a team that if Derrick Henry can perform well, they will beat the hell out of their opponents, but if Derrick Henry gets shut down, there's a 90% chance that they're gonna lose. Even with Will Levis and his arm that's been better than anything they've had in recent years, their pass game, their offense is still inconsistent, and their team as a whole just, it's not that good right now. 26, Chicago. I'll give them some flowers from yesterday's win over the Vikings because yeah, it might not have looked that pretty. They only scored 12 points offensively. While defensively, they shut down the Vikings offense, and also defensively, the Bears are ranked 9 overall in the league right now. Like, they're playing better ball, whether you want to admit it or not. 25, the Commies. They've got an offense that can never be counted out, and they've got a defense that'll give everything away. And I shouldn't say it's their defense like it's their players. It's Ron. He's an idiot. But if you're not going to get rid of him, then you're going to stay in the bottom 8. 24, give me Tampa Bay. This is a team that I do think could actually have a winning record right now if they had proper coaching. And I'm not here to just take another dump on Todd Bowles. He's done better than I thought he was going to do this year, but you also got to look at the standpoint that this team started off 3-1 and now they're 4-7. Bottom 6 defense currently and fighting to stay out of the bottom 10 with their offense, which shouldn't be that bad, but it is. 23, we got the Saints by a smidge. Gosh, this team is lousy too. They just stink. And it shouldn't be this way. They're both top half defense, offense. They have good talent. They have good keys. What they don't have is good coaching and good execution. It's fucking horrible. It's ridiculous. The inconsistencies have to stop. 22, give me the new Raiders. They've been struggling. They've lost the last 2 games, but they still look better than they did with Josh McDaniels. Hung in there the entire game with Miami, hung in there for a lot of the game with Kansas City. I think right now you just need Aiden O'Connell to continue to come around, because if he does, you guys could have a future there. And 21, give me the Rams. They're 5-6, and this is a team that if they have most of their weapons, they're gonna play you tough. Defense finds ways to be disruptive, and Matt Stafford finds ways to link up with literally anybody. It doesn't matter who you give him, and he's been doing that for years, ever since he was in Detroit. If they have their foundation, they are a decent team. Number 20, give me the Chargers. The worst defense in the league. Does that shock anybody? Probably not. Also on top of that, as much as I still like their offense right now, outside of Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert, they don't really got a whole lot. Eckler hasn't been himself, and none of their other receivers can catch a pass. It's rough. Number 19, give me the Bengals. Look, like I said, Jake Browning didn't look that bad, and their defense can still play. Their defense is still gonna try. They can still hang in there. It's just they're not gonna be able to replicate their offensive success without Joe Burrow. And the thing about Jake Browning is that he's kind of like the Colts is what I just described him last week. Good enough to give you guys hope, but probably a little bit too good that it's gonna give you guys false expectations. Although this is a fan base that I don't think should give up either, so I don't know what the hell to tell you. Number 18, give me Atlanta, I guess. Still think their quarterback is worthless. Still think that their coach sucks. But their defense has good players. Jesse Bates is an animal. They're in first place in their division. And when they actually use their best offensive players, they play like an actual football team. Might be turning a new leaf, but I still think if they play anybody good, they're gonna get rocked. 17, give me Green Bay, shockingly. Yeah, they've made quite the turnaround. I mean, I had them all the way down into like, I think nearly the bottom 5 in my last ranking, but they've played better. Love has played better. Christian Watson has started to emerge. They don't look like a bad football team right now. Like I said, their defense has actually been really good. This team has also won 3 of the last 4, and I just dogged on their playoff hopes, but no, they're definitely not dead. And 16, we got the Vikings, and just by a hair. I know they lost their last 2 games, but they've lost their last 2 games by a total of 3 points. I get it, Josh Dobbs was catastrophically bad yesterday, but Brian Flores has been whipping this defense into shape, and this is still a team that's gonna go the distance no matter who they play. 15, give me Seattle. This has been kind of a sad tale of this year. I really thought this team was gonna have a chance to do some damage in the playoffs, and now they're a team that I'm starting to wonder if they're even gonna make the playoffs. I think they got a lot of talent, but they've lost 3 of the last 4, and in 2 of those losses, they have looked really bad. 14, give me the Colts. I like the Colts. This might be a little bit too high, but I think they're an underrated team. They've got a sneaky good offense with great receivers and a running back who is starting to dominate again. They got a good coach, and they got a defense that isn't exactly loaded with talent, and they did just drop Darius Leonard, but they're still not playing nearly as bad as a lot of people thought they were going to do, and they're still in a playoff position. They're like 6-5. 13, give me the Browns. You guys are still decent, but your offense is obviously really banged up, and now your defense is starting to get really banged up. Things just aren't looking good. Obviously, it's not enough to just drop you guys way down and plummet you, but I do think in next coming weeks, you guys are just gonna go woo. Moving on to number 12, we got the Texans. I don't care if they lost by a field goal. They are still elite. They have the 6th best offense in football. CJ Stroud is still playing like a god. Yeah, their defense might get exposed at certain times, but I'm gonna be honest, I still don't think they're the most talent-filled defense in the league either. Got a lot of young guys on there who are still gonna develop, and there's a lot of other guys on there who are gonna be replaced. But even with that being said, this team right now is still a bunch of dogs. 11, give me Pittsburgh. 7-4 in contention for the playoffs, playing everybody tough. Now fired Matt Canada that might have unlocked their offense. Like, this is a good team. It's another team that going into the year, a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads wondering what they were gonna do. They thought they were either gonna be really bad or kind of in the middle of the pack. But Mike Tomlin's doing what Mike Tomlin does, and he is taking the weapons that he's given and has proven time and time again that you don't need to have a better roster than your opponents to win a game. Just need a roster good enough. Number 10, give me Buffalo. Maybe I'm biased for still having them in the top 10, but in the last 2 weeks, you cannot tell me they have not looked like a completely different team. Their offense is back. It's just that defensively, it's the same fucking story we've had since Sean McDermott's been here. Put on a game of the year performance, Josh has a generational performance, and within the last 30 seconds, we blow it and lose, and I puke. Number 9, give me the Broncos. I don't care what their rankings are in the league, offensive, defense, whatever. They had a fucking horrible start, and everybody knows it. Look at them now. 5-game winning streak, 6-5 record, 2nd in their division, and they are absolutely in the hunt for a playoff spot. Took a while to get the wheels moving, but now they're rolling, and I think this team's gonna do some fucking damage. 8, give me the Lions. Not gonna lie, they're falling, but I still got them in the top 10 comfortably. I still think they're a good team, but they haven't been playing nearly as good as they did to start the season off. Barely beat the Chargers, barely beat the Bears, just lost to the Packers. Number 7, the Dolphins. Very good team, but they don't make any game look easy. There's never a complete game. Even Jalen Waddle himself said that. Every single game there is issues. Miscommunications, turnovers, defensive meltdowns. There is a problem every single game that's keeping them out of being perfect, but they are still an electric, outstanding team. 6, give me Jacksonville. They've been on a roll. They've looked good and won 3 of their last 4. The only loss they've had is an ass kicking, and it was from, well, San Francisco. 8-3 with an offense that's finally starting to wake up. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking really good. All right, number 5, give me Kansas City. This is another team that's looking good, but they're not looking as good as they did last year, and that's for sure. Taking a while to get things moving, games are looking tougher on them, but more times than none, Andy Reid is still finding a way to win. Patrick Mahomes is making everybody look like a superstar. Team's got first place in their division on lock right now, and I think they're gonna go right into the postseason. Number 4, give me Dallas. Looking unstoppable again, and it sounds like they're about to get Shaquille Leonard. Seriously, Dak Prescott's been playing out of his mind. The team's got a top 5 offense, a top 3 defense, and realistically, I'll say it again, I still think they beat Philadelphia when they played them. Number 3, Baltimore. I have nothing bad to say about them. I just like 2 other teams more, and that's it. Good team playing good football, overcoming really any obstacle thrown at them with an injury. Wouldn't be shocked to see them go very far in the postseason. Keep it up, Baltimore. Number 2, give me Philly. You guys haven't won a game by more than 1 touchdown since October 22nd. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, you are without a doubt the most bailed out fucking 10-1 team I've ever seen. And I'm not just talking about the Bills. Any goddamn time you guys can get a call, you get the fucking call. Would you have any idea that Philly's defense is 19th right now? Probably fucking not. Because they get any call. And I don't want to take everything away because this is an elite team with a great quarterback and a great coach, but you guys should realistically be about 7-3. And number 1, we're back to San Francisco. They'll shut down anybody that tries to score on them, and Brock Purdy's gonna find a way to wax anybody put up against him. It's just silly that I have to put them up here knowing that there is a 99.9 infinite chance they are going to get their asses kicked by a team much worse than them in the postseason, and it's funny. Anyway, guys, this is it for my Week 13 NFL Power Rankings. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and don't get too mad at it. If you guys did enjoy it, you already know what to do to show support, and please hit that bell. I try my best to post on this channel every single day. However, with everything I said, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.